I just finished reading Batman KO issue one, Batman Night Fight KO issue one, and issue two. These are really good issues. I enjoyed it. I'm doing a little review before I do a John Campbell just went live. Which I'll probably watch later. I'll watch much later because I want to do some other things today. Um, the first issue, um, Die to Fight Another Day. Basically, we have all the team, all the teams. I mean, like Jason, we have Jason Todd, we have the other two Robins right beside him. Also, their brother and the brothers and the Bat family and Dick Grayson taking out criminals. And then here's the title card. And then we see Batman getting killed by the Joker, and then to Superman saying Clark, and then Bruce, and then he said, "Remember what I said." And then you have these statues, and they got broken, and this is where the fun begins. Batman wakes up, Bruce Wayne that we know wakes up in a different Gotham, and if he finds out that there's different Robins being trained, and he's getting chased down by these Robins, and then you find out Dick Grayson is the new Batman in this world, as you can see, as you can see there. And facing off his father, Bruce Wayne, because he's was in Lazarus pit. And basically, it's just a fight that goes on and on. Talking about, before I get into that, they have a like the Avengers Tower, they have a bat tower. Like they have a bat tower. So basically, it's just a fight. You see Jason, I mean, the Grayson have gray hair. It's just basically a fight between Batman and Dick Grayson talking things. At first, they're talking things out, and then it's a fight, and how he talking about how he trained them and everything like that. But also how Dick Grayson still trusts people because he has more in common with Clark because he tests his patients. But then he says you killed all the other Robins, and this is a really good issue. I mean, um, it continues in the second issue under the Red Hood, and basically they're still fighting, kind of as you can see here. Um, some new weapons. You see, they're still fighting, and he's fighting all the Robins that Dick Grayson trained. But like, are you even sure that you even trained them? Um, because they're soft, and you have one thing in common with. Basically, he said, well, you have one thing in common with Bruce. I mean, one thing in common with Clark. I mean, you trust people too much, and that's what he says right here in this panel right here. And we get a whole basically fight. So you know that's what he says. You're too soft, and you're too soft. You train them, and I remember I trained and said what's happening, and then what gets the good fun part. You get under the red hood, Batman. But he says I'm not the Red Hood anymore. Just call me Batman. And this is Jason Todd. Jason Todd. And then Jason Todd basically tells him the same thing as Dick is like, this is a different world, a different Gotham. You weren't here for it. And it's pretty much the same kind of stuff, but a little bit different. But it's in black and white and red, and it's a fun way of looking at how Batman failed. And it's just like, you know, but you finally see Jason Todd actually embracing being Batman because he has a red cape, the red logo, a knight looking suit, just like Batman here. Um, Having a bat cowl. See, it's like a knight suit. And you can see on the bottom here, there's a knight cowl. I mean, a red, a red. Batman cowl. I mean, his cowl, his mask is actually has ears this time, so that's pretty cool. And then the last panel is a Batman Clayface. So it's going to be the next issue is going to be Batman versus Red Hood versus and Clayface. So, but the whole time, Red Hood thought he was the whole time, um, the whole time, um, Red Hood thought he was Clayface the whole time, and it's kind of funny because Dick Grayson versus Jason Todd. Dick Grayson knew that he was not Bruce Wayne, but he was actually Bruce Wayne. Jason Todd thought the Red Hood thought, oh, that was Clayface. So I thought it was a very interesting collaboration there. I don't know why I put space behind this. I just wanted to. I want to do some different background when we're talking about Batman, but I still want to show the back behind me. Um, hold on, I'll just change it then. Midway. There we go. So that's what I perceive from these comic books. These look pretty cool. They're pretty cool. I'm going to get more of these because I'm assuming that he's going to face off with his son, Damien, and all these other different people he trained in the Bat family. So that's going to be pretty cool. And I am enjoying the KO Knight and the KO series. And that's all I can say about these two. These are pretty cool issues. Him facing off Jason. I mean, facing off Dick Grayson, my bad. Dick Grayson and Dick Grayson being like still his training style with the Robins that he has is still a little bit different from Batman's. Batman goes a little bit harder, and that's true. Batman does go a little bit harder with his training, and that's very true. And Dick got trained by him, but it's still he still sees the good in people like uh Clark, and that's good to see that in there and hear that. And Dick, it still Jason Todd doesn't. So we all know that he's the Red Hood. So that's pretty much it. I can't wait for issue 3 to come out. So there's gonna be more content with Batman and all stuff like that. But the next video I might make here is KO and maybe talk a little bit about Batman and Deadpool. If I don't get to that, I'll get to it at some point. And then yeah, that's all we got here. And I'll come back maybe later for some Christmas videos, some Christmas movies. So.